John, Brandon, can you believe we've finally reached it? We have reached our video on the top 10 Switch games of all time, according to you guys in this poll. That feels crazy to me because, we were already kind of current thanks to the Xbox One and the PS4, but the Switch just got its next system. We only just got the Switch 2, and a lot of Switch 1 games are now better thanks to the Switch 2 in a lot of ways. But the Switch is a system that came, conquered, and is still probably highly regarded with a massive, massive catalog of games.
Mm,
So good luck guessing what the top 10 is.
Oh God.
full of fear right now. How does it feel to know that a 10-year-old who was around when the Switch came out is now a functioning adult at 18?
I
Ugh.
hate it.
Does that mean the Switch is retro?
Oh god.
We're not going to get into that.
Retro as a term, it has no meaning anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
But yes, I mean, we've talked about the Switch so much over the years, but just as a quick breakdown, how has your gaming changed with the Switch? Let's start with you, Brandon. What just overall thoughts on the Switch, just in a general sense, and its lineup of games?
I think the Switch, previously, before the Switch, I said that the 3DS had the strongest console library of any Nintendo platform. I think the 3DS has been overtaken by the Switch. It helps that well, not a lot, but some 3DS games are now on Switch. But just Switch is such a culmination of all of Nintendo's history now, thanks to NSO, a bunch of HD ports and remasters, remakes that we've gotten on the platform. Um, back in the day, people, parents used to call the NES the Nintendo here in America. And I feel like the Switch is the most accurate that would be.
Fair. That is extremely fair. What about you, John?
I feel like the Switch has kind of grown with me in a way. Because when it came out, I was like in the final years of university, very free. And then I became more of an adult as time went on, got married, had kids. And gaming time has become a luxury. Like I play games for work, I do all that stuff, but in my own time, it's very hard just to sit down at the TV and play a game. Like it's really hard to get that TV time. And the Switch just bypasses that, It's just so easy to play the biggest Nintendo games anywhere, whether that's just lounging on your sofa or traveling. So it's kept me going with games when other consoles are just so stationary. So in that regard, it's my primary thing. It's the thing I play the most, and the game library itself is just phenomenal. So yeah, the Switch it allowed me to keep playing. So I love it for that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it definitely it was a shift for me in a lot of ways because I wasn't a big indie guy before the Switch, but that first year of the Switch and just having the games and all these amazing indies coming out, that's when I started playing more indies and really exploring what that was able to do, and that felt like a shift. And I mostly played docked, but then I take these trips and have the Switch right there, and it's to be able to continue those games just fine, despite it being docked. And I don't know, it just felt like it was so ubiquitous that it was there, and I just felt more inclined to buy games there. It even kind of affected the way I thought about games for a while, with where it's like, makes sense to have it digitally so I could have my entire lineup with me. That way, wherever I go, I can play whatever game I want. That changed as I had kids because all of a sudden everybody wants to play. So it makes more sense to get a physical copy that you can easily share. But yeah, it feels so ubiquitous now. So, and with such a long lifespan, narrowing down a top 10 is going to be rough. And then the thing is, you can think of certain ones that'll likely be there. We've seen trends. You probably know a few games that are going to be there. What their order might be, hard to say. But then you look at beyond that, it's like, oh gosh, this could also make it. Oh gosh, this could also make it. And that's, I think, where it gets really tough. So I'm going to be curious how you both do as we break down this top 10.
Yeah,
I feel like I'll be lucky to get one.
it does feel tough. And interestingly, the Switch kind of kept the industry afloat in many ways because so many developers were chasing, on PS5 and Xbox, they're chasing, the premier, put all your money into one game or fail kind of experience. Whereas Switch allowed stuff like Trials of Mana and, those sort of smaller games. They're multi-platform, but they wouldn't have existed if it weren't for the Switch. And so, like, you have like these really uh, they can look really good, really high frame rate on other systems, but in many of them, you go for the Switch version just because it feels more natural. And so a lot of those higher spec games you kind of associate with the Switch on some level. And I don't know where they're going to rank. I feel like Dragon Quest XI is probably going to be not in the top 10, maybe, but pretty high up on the list though.
That's where it's going to get
Yeah.
tough. I feel like even the top 5, like I feel like I know what kind of games would occupy the top 5, but I could not tell you what order they're going to be in.
Yeah.
It was fascinating breaking down the list and actually seeing what made it. And just to put it out there, we got 2,112 votes total for the Switch, which still did not beat out the GameCube.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy.
Yeah, I cannot believe that the Switch still did not beat out the GameCube. It's the second most, it's the second highest, but the GameCube somehow hit nearly 2,800. I don't understand.
Yeah, how is that possible?
It has to be an age thing, right?
Age or manipulation thing, because as we do know that the Pikmin fan base got out there. But
yeah, that's true.
The GameCube election was stolen.
Yeah. Oh no. Anyway, but yeah, it feels weird. It's like if any system was going to beat the GameCube, it felt like it was going to be the Switch, and yet it still didn't happen. That being said, the range of games absolutely just I don't know the full range of games. I do know of the ones I've counted so far because I have not finished the full tally. Have 339 plus games, and I still have probably another 200 to sort through yet.
It's worth mentioning that won't affect the top 10 or even the top 100.
No.
Yeah,
I made sure that
games.
I went through, and all the ones that had just a few outliers, I just combed through real quick to make sure that they hit their numbers. So the top 10 will not be top 10. That top 10 definitely won't be affected. Top 100, which we'll be covering, absolutely still not affected. It's just, hey, this game got to mention. Hey, this game got to mention. That sort of fills out. Like, people have gotten curious, like, where did these end up? And as a reminder on my socials, about a day or two after this discussion goes up, I update it with the complete list that I just have an ongoing total tally for. It's not every system because I didn't do that until much later, and my method of counting all this has changed over time, and thank God it has, because I started this out by counting each individual reply and then individually putting it in. And I forget their name off the top of my head, but the person who crafted this program that allows me to just categorize everything so quickly, this project would have been impossible without them. So kudos to them. But you guys ready for that top 10?
Here we go.
Let's try.
All right. John, Brandon, what is our number 10 Nintendo Switch game of all time with a total of 3,253 points?
Is the number 10, does it have more votes than the number 1 Xbox One game had?
Yes. I didn't have to look. I can tell you right now. Yes. Let's see here. Xbox One, just scroll down real quick. Yeah, easily 3 times the number.
Jesus. Well,
remember,
I was
Xbox One only got 314 votes.
Okay. My first thought went towards something Alex in live audience just said, and that's Splatoon 3. So I'm going to say Splatoon.
Wow, I would have put this higher.
What are you feeling?
This might just be like recency bias, but I feel like this game deserves to crack the top 10. And if it did, I think it would be right at the bottom. But I could be completely off base. I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Okay.
All right. Both excellent choices, but I honestly, we're going to be just filled with excellent choices for this top 10.
Yeah.
However, neither of you are correct. At number 10, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I was so
Oh.
close to saying that, but I thought it was
Okay.
going to be higher.
There's probably multiple Xenoblade games on this list then. 'Cause I don't feel like Xenoblade 2 is the popular choice.
See, I was unsure. Like, I feel like people teeter between 2 and 3. For me, 3 is the best, and I'd put it higher.
But people who don't like 2, like they want to kill people over it. They're like,
Yeah.
you enjoy 2. It's
They really don't like 2.
Yeah.
2 holds a very special place in my heart. It was a game I got early, played for a month, just constantly playing it, just absorbing myself into that world. And I love the characters. I love the twists and whatnot. But man, it that's a special game for me. And
Oh yeah.
3 might be the better one, but 2 is very memorable, has some great stuff in here. And yeah, it's just, I think it's an excellent follow-up to the original and ties into the original in ways that you would not expect
No.
going into it. Those are the final like 3 or 4 chapters of that game just blew my mind, and I just had to marathon it.
It's one of the coolest endings, in a Nintendo game, I feel. There's minor issues with 2, like the field skills can be a bit annoying, and they repeat the voice lines a bunch. But when you look past that, I think it's a game just full of so much life. The cast is just so colorful and fun. I love all the Titans as well. I love how every race on each Titan has a different accent. I think that's awesome. It's beautiful still. Like it's low resolution at times, but it still looks gorgeous. I think the art style and everything just comes together beautifully. Yeah, I love Xenoblade too. They're all fantastic.
I had the pleasure of recently introducing one of my best friends to Xenoblade, because I just kind of knew it would be something that would be up his alley. And he recently finished Xenoblade 1. He finished it when I went to visit him on a trip a few weeks ago. And then I got to watch him play the opening of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I forgot how magical like the opening hours of that game are.
Yeah.
It really is.
And the soundtrack just elevates it all, right? Like, especially
Yeah.
in the intro.
It's such a massive leap over the first game in terms of its presentation, even
Mhm.
compared to the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Like that's just the same game with better models, but just the level of animation, the level of like I guess cinema in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is much higher. And Xenoblade 2 was my introduction to the series. And the ending, while it was still neat to me because I kind of put the pieces together in the moment, even though, I hadn't played 1. Going back to play 1 afterwards, I kind of had the reverse.
And that's the great thing, is that you can play these in either order and it works.
And it enhances the other. Because I
Mhm.
thought that Xenoblade 1 was such a complete game. It didn't need a sequel. And then the ending comes along. It makes everything feel better.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And you got wonderful characters, and then you have, it's controversial to a degree, the blade system, like how you have to you have the gotcha mechanics and with the core crystals. But I think the idea of it is sort of softened for me, because it's meant to give you variation. So you have a different story with each person,
Right.
The 3 of us play, each of us gets a different blade to start out with. So it changes up how you fundamentally play. It's just, if you go for completionists and try to see it all, it becomes a bit of a hassle, especially if you want to get Cosmos, which I've still never done.
That's the thing with a lot of these systems. Like, if you look at like the Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild, or all the moons in Odyssey, like they're annoying if you try and get all of them. But it's not really the point a lot of the time. It's more just being able to have a different path, get different things, be rewarded for that. I think Blades, you're meant to just sort of go with it, go with what you get. And if you try and get all of them, it is going to be frustrating. But it's also not really the point.
Not really, but there are stories involved with it, which makes it a little more.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
It's something that I think 3 does better, where all those characters are available to you. And, if you want to pursue those stories, then you can. But it doesn't feel like, you're pulling your hair out just trying to get the one you wanted. But I do appreciate the idea of everyone having a different experience, and I wonder if it would have been better that after you completed your game, if you just had the option to unlock the ones you wanted.
I still think that a legendary crystal should have guaranteed you a legendary.
The fact
blade.
that it doesn't is
doesn't.
crazy.
I know that's that's annoying, but either way, yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, absolute favorite on the system. It's high up there for me for the Switch. Just so many fond memories there.
Yeah.
And I am happy that it made the top 10.
Me too.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to our number 9 Switch game of all time, beating out Xenoblade Chronicles 2 by 206 points. I will tell you right now, most of the gaps are pretty wide.
Okay. What are you thinking, Brandon?
I have my virtual game card list open next to me, so like I can just remind myself of games that I'm not thinking about because there's so many.
Yeah, there are too many games. Yeah. As I was saying earlier, you don't need all these games. Stop making them.
The Switch casts such a wide net. Gosh. This is a weird choice.
Okay.
But I still think just because of what it is, it could end up here.
Sure.
Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Oh yeah, for sure. Bowser's Fury is awesome. Yeah. I will go with Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
What are you? What is it? Mayor Tortimer, or whatever his name is. I don't play Animal Crossing.
Is that how he sounds?
I don't know. Maybe I'll say that's what he sounds like. All right. We got Bowser's Fury, 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and Animal Crossing: New Horizons. At number 9, Brandon, you were right last time.
No!
Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Oh man.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land at number 9.
Wow.
Cool.
I'm so happy this cracked the top 10. This is an incredible game. And I feel like it kind of gets overshadowed. Just for being a Kirby game. I know Kirby games had a tendency for a long time to be very similar. I think not quite as bad as New Super Mario Brothers, but like I kind of look at like games like Kirby Return to Dreamland and I'm like, yeah, that's New Super Kirby. To me.
Yeah, sure.
I just did a quick look just to confirm on that for you. This is the 5th time that Kirby has appeared in the top 10.
Oh, lifetime?
Yeah,
Nice.
Amongst all the consoles that we've done so far. This is the 5th time that Kirby has appeared in the top 10. The others being the Adventure, the original Dreamland, Superstar, and Robobot.
All great games. The thing with like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and I say this in my review, it's so fresh, like taking Kirby into the 3rd dimension, and they actually do unique and interesting things with that. It fulfilled like a desire that I've had ever since the N64 for Kirby to go into 3D and to see what the gameplay would be like from that perspective. And it absolutely delivers. And I still think it's the best Kirby game ever made.
To build off what Brandon was saying just a moment ago, like they put Kirby in 3D and they did really good stuff with that, really clever things too, like the depth perception and like what attacks actually hit. There's some really, really clever behind the scenes stuff. But that's all they needed to do, right? All they needed to do is make a 3D Kirby game. But then they also give you this post-apocalyptic world. They give you mouthful mode. They give you all these different like secrets to collect, far more than usual Kirby games. They really made something quite unsafe with this one. It wasn't just 3D Kirby. It was way more than that.
Yeah, there was that extra special sauce to it, and even so much that there's an element to it a lot of people didn't realize at first. One of my favorite elements of the game is honestly the boss fights. And one of the things they added to it is the fact that if you dodge at the right time, you have a slowdown mode where you can do some extra
it's Bayonetta game.
Yeah, exactly. You get that witch time effect, and Kirby can just unleash, and it makes every boss fight so much fun. Made the arena so much fun. I haven't picked up Starcross world yet, but just that new arena with more boss fights to be able to do those moves makes me excited. That's fun. That I wanted more in the main game because it was just I just had enjoyed it that much more.
Mm.
Plus, love Ranger as a new power up. Um,
Yeah, Ranger's
honestly,
awesome.
very very smart picks when it came to which abilities made it into 3D because there are ones that would work best in 3D because there's a
Yeah.
lot
Right.
that maybe not one be as interesting or maybe a little bit more tricky, but it was real thought put behind which ones appeared, how you use the depth, and then even though they were sort of limited in how many there were, they expanded upon it by being able to upgrade them, which definitely changes how you play the game as you go along.
Yeah.
And then there's, the mouthful modes, which are a lot more integral to the experience than I think the game leads on at the beginning. Uh, just about every level has some kind of mouthful mode interaction. Um, the first one you get with the car, the way it controls, it feels so good. Just like plowing through enemies and breaking walls. And, you have silly ones like Kirby filling himself up with water and becoming a big water balloon.
Yeah.
It's expanding the kinds of goofy things that Kirby's capable of doing. Um, and the game takes great advantage of that.
Do you guys remember the ending? I'm not going to say it here, but the mouthful mode in the
Oh,
ending is just
yeah.
bonkers.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Kirby finales rarely miss anymore.
No. And the
They
Starcross World finale is pretty good too.
they
Bluesky.
only they're like completely aware of like what people come to the table for when it comes to a Kirby finale, and
Yeah.
they are just doubling down on that every time now.
Yeah. I was feeling a little bit not down, but a little bit fatigued on Kirby after Star Allies. Like Star
Mhm.
Allies, a fine game, but I think it was just kind of more of the same in
Yeah.
many ways. And with a lot of 2D Kirby's, you can kind of feel the blocks. You can feel it's kind of made in an editor almost.
Right.
But Forgotten Land has all these slopes. There's a level that's a theme park. It feels so organic compared to 2D Kirby. Like everything feels like it was handmade, not just sort of put an asset here, asset here, asset here. It
Right.
just feels really, really, really organic.
Like something like Kirby Return to Dreamland. It's less blocky than
Yeah.
Kirby Star Allies, but
Yeah.
you don't feel like you're in a place. Like they call it Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and you do feel like you're in some abandoned world.
Yeah.
Like there's semblance of life here. And just grounding the game in this actual place makes it a lot more memorable.
Totally.
Mhm. And building out your town with all the Waddle Dees you save and getting all the little
Yeah.
mini games there. Like the way the systems all played with each other just worked out so well. Made it just we talked about 100%ing things. Forgotten Land makes you want to 100% things. Get all those gotcha machines and collectibles and everything that you can do there, and it's not difficult. It's all very manageable. And Kirby, Forgotten Land does the same thing where it's like main game relatively easy, post game. Well, we're going to start challenging a bit. So that's always nice to have.
It also, last thing, this game continues the trend of big first-party Nintendo games having vocal theme songs.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think so far this is number 9, right? Xenoblade 2 had
Yes.
one, Kirby had
Yeah.
one. Will everything in the top 10 have one? Because it was quite common in the Switch era.
The Starcross World gets its own
It
vocal theme
does.
song.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it? I did
Yeah.
not know that. That's funny.
We've got to rank the Nintendo vocal tracks at some point.
That'd be
We
fun.
do.
Yeah.
There's a ton.
There's a lot.
Ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kirby in the Forgotten Land making it at number 9. I was like, oh, poor Brandon. I don't think he's going to pull a John and repeat himself. So
I was considering it, but no, I wanted to vary it up.
all right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our number 8 Switch game of all time. And this one beat out Kirby by 370-ish points.
Okay.
My
I
math
feel
is
like
starting to fail me.
what I'm about to say should be so much higher, but I don't know if it's the popular pick, but I'll say Metroid Dread.
Oh, it does deserve to be higher.
Yeah.
The game is very good. I'm stuck between 2 right now. And I'm not sure if either are even going to make the top 10. I think They deserve it. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Okay.
All right. Fire Emblem Three Houses. All right. At number 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh,
Whoa!
interesting.
Mario Kart
Mhm.
8 got number 8, huh?
Yeah,
Wow, there
very
you go.
fitting.
There you go. Yeah, it was
Uh,
a pretty big upgrade, all things considered. You know,
Yeah.
the Wii U game felt complete. The track selection was good. This just sort of brings everything along. Battle mode always felt so lacking, though. It was barely there. And it's not like battle mode's my go-to thing, but Mario Kart without battle mode just feels kind of empty. And to
Hollow.
have, you know, be able to
Mhm.
like have some downtime, play some battle mode, it really made the game feel more alive. And all the battle tracks are really good, and the modes are too. Renegade Roundup is flipping
oh,
awesome.
yeah, I love Renegade Roundup.
And Mario Kart World didn't even bring it back for some reason. It's like one of the best battle modes they've ever done.
Renegade Roundup, Shine Thief, I think are the
Yeah.
2 best battle modes ever made. And the fact that they're not in World is a
Crazy.
tragedy.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's so funny when Mario Kart 8 Deluxe first released. I picked it up out of obligation, just because I knew I'd be playing it with people, but I wasn't excited by it because I'd gotten all the DLC on the Wii U, and I'm not huge on the battle mode. But man, I it's amazing how much of a second life that future DLC, the expansion
Oh, yeah.
DLC, gave that game. I played it so much more then than I initially did because there was something new. There was something new, and I think that's what really helps 8 stand out from what came before, because it is. I can't imagine a Mario Kart being bigger than this one at this point. Like, yeah, there's more real estate when it comes to world, but 8 is just packed.
Yeah.
There's 96 tracks in the game. It's insane.
Yeah.
You know, and it is worth noting that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did get performance enhancements over the Wii U version.
Mhm.
You know, it bumped it went from 720p to 1080p, and it went from 59 frames per
I
second to
think you're
60.
going to say this.
Yeah.
It gained the extra frame.
When you notice it in the Wii U version, it's really distracting.
Yeah. And there's also the dual item slots as well. That's a
True.
pretty huge game changer.
True.
I know some people swear by fire hopping, which is more of an exploit than a mechanic of Wii U. But you know, with this game, they knew they made a spectacular game on the Wii U. Not enough people played it, and they probably saw this as, you know, a little buffer game. You know, the system just came out. Let's just port the Wii U game over while we make the actual Switch game. And then that actual Switch game, you know, it's in development for like 8 years. But what a buffer game this was, though. You know, the best-selling Switch game of them all.
Utterly incredible. Like, if somebody has a Switch, they definitely have definitely have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
They even doubled down like on the guest characters, like Inklings were added with Deluxe.
Right.
Yeah. Got Breath of the Wild Link in there and the Animal Crossing characters.
Yeah, they took away YouTube uploads though, which you could do. Oh,
I don't know.
disappointing.
Mario Kart 8 almost Deluxe.
Yeah, almost. Not quite.
Oh gosh, but yeah, I think I'd still put 8 as my favorite Mario Kart at this point, just based on all the tracks and
It's
whatnot.
hard not to.
Yeah.
It's the pinnacle of what Mario Kart became.
Yeah, very much so. But we did already talk about it with much of the uniqueness of it with the Wii U,
Yes.
making Wii U as list. So not as much to say here, but it is a significant upgrade, and honestly, well worth being here.
Bring back Renegade Roundup.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen. Let's go ahead and get to our number 7 Switch game of all time, beating out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe by 425 points.
Difficult.
Oh, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
So on the last one, I said I was teetering between 2.
Mhm.
Just for the sake of variety, I'm going to go with the other one, which was Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay. I think one that we've said already will return, because we've said a couple that haven't appeared. We said Splatoon, Animal Crossing. We've said, what else have we said?
3D
Metroid
World.
Dread, 3D World. Yeah, they all feel like they're going to be here. I'll go with Pikmin 4. Rather than something you've already said.
Oh gosh. All right. At number 7, Brandon, you were right again last time.
God damn it.
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
God
Why?
Oh, man.
Man, you're really good at getting ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just future predictions right there. But yes, Fire Emblem Three Houses at number 7. And I think this surpassed the phenomenon that was Fire Emblem Awakening. Like people were talking about Fire Emblem Awakening,
yeah.
but they were
No
talking
doubt
about
it did.
Three Houses. Like,
Yeah.
good God.
Yeah. This thing took socials by storm. It felt like everybody was playing Three Houses or talking about Three Houses. And I think the big cause of that was not focusing on battles so much. Like they're still a huge part of the game, but it's so much more about the characters and socializing with them. And that just it gave that sort of like persona-ish vibe to the game that made everything feel a lot more connected and just tangible. Like they weren't just units; they were properly personified people. And other games do that, but it's always within dialogue boxes within the game, whereas you're actually connecting with them here, and it just feels like such a step above what Fire Emblem was doing before that.
I remember having such a strong connection to the Golden Deer, which is the route I played. By the by the time you get to that time skip, where I just felt like I was actually fostering my students' growth because you have so much control over what they learn and what they can do. There was like a sense of pride, and especially when you get to learn all of their stories as you rank up your relationships with them. They're such well-rounded characters, and you can learn as much or as little as you want about all of them. And for me, like, I always enjoyed Fire Emblem. Awakening at that point had been the game that really got me. But here, like John said, just being able to kind of slow down in between matches and kind of get to know your characters and explore the the monastery and the world a little bit. I think it was that missing piece for me. Because going from game to game to game in Fire Emblem can get a little monotonous because some of those chapters can last like an hour and a half, depending on the size of the battle. So it's nice to just kind of take a breather in between and, get to know your characters.
Yeah. And they've still not really followed it up. Like Engage has a little bit of that DNA, but not really. So whatever's coming next, I feel like it could be even bigger than 3 Houses was.
It could, but it's one of those things where I could also you kind of get bogged down by it. And I like the connection you can make with the cast of characters. I kind of hope they stop doing 3 different campaigns within a single game because it is overwhelming. I love the variety. I love the choices. But if you really do want to get the full story, you have to play the game 3 times. And this is not a short game.
4 times.
4 times technically, if you want to.
I just did it once, and I was satisfied.
I mean, you can be mostly satisfied, but I know for lore hounds and whatnot, it's like, oh, what's all of this about? What's this mean? And you find yourself curious. It's one of those things where it's again kind of gets into the completionist mindset of Nintendo. It's like here's a taste of here's a slice of pie. The entire pie is over here. You can eat it if you want. You might not be fully satisfied. You might feel a little sick after indulging in yourself and all that, but it's there if you want it. But I do think lessening the amount of options and making a more lean, mean experience might benefit it in the future.
I think this route kind of I think it's part of the social aspect really because people they kind of like Brandon said he was a Golden Deer man. You kind of feel like you're part of that group, and then you find other Golden Deer people, and you're part of their group.
Edelgard did nothing wrong.
Yeah. I followed her to the end of the world.
Yeah,
didn't do anything wrong.
It's so funny being a Golden Deer member because like the other 2 just like go through so much crap, and I'm just over here having a good time with my friends,
actually taking care of the real problems of the world.
Yeah. The nice thing, I guess, about the extra routes though is like you do have a completely unique cast of characters depending on which one you go with. You can recruit from the other houses to your house if you want,
Mm.
but I feel like if you played the game again with a different house, you're just gonna have a completely different experience anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you technically just are getting more bang for your buck, but I understand the sentiment that like
I,
it is a
I
lot.
I think the reason I feel like it's a lot is because I did another playthrough where Amy streamed it.
Mhm.
And she did Blue Lions, so that's how I experienced Blue Lions. But when she found out that they'd eventually be fighting each other and they could die, she's like, "Well, I don't want any of them to die. I like all these characters too much." So she went out of her way to recruit every single possible character,
Oh my
and
god.
talking to them each time bogs that game so much. So I might be a little biased when it comes to that because you do not want to do that. Oh my god, it
No,
takes
sure.
forever, especially if you add in the DLC characters as well. It becomes a lot.
When you go to war, who do you fight if there's no one left?
Lots of
You
generic
end the
dudes.
war. You ended
You-
the war. There is no war.
Yeah, they just there's some basic dudes, and then the two that you can't recruit. That's about it.
That's funny.
You're just that charismatic of a leader. That said, there's another aspect I think that also helped this game be a little bit more unique. Is I think it was Azran in the chat that mentioned it, the customization and how you can shape each character into the way you want them to. They're obviously specialized in some way, but you can change it up. I think Azran said they took Bernadette, who is not proficient in armor at all, and decided to make her like buff up her bows and buff up the armor. So now she's a walking bow tank, which is fun. That's
Yeah, that
that's
is
a neat
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite element of the game. It's just like how much control you have over your character's growth.
Yeah.
You could really do whatever you want. I could see there being challenge runs on YouTube where, you make a team of all the same class to see if you can win. Three Houses is great, and it cemented me as a Fire Emblem fan.
Absolutely. So yeah, I just wasn't sure if it would make it on there, but happy to see that it did get some more Fire Emblem representation on here, which I think this is only the second or third time it's managed to make the top 10.
It
Let's
hasn't
see.
been often. Yeah. I think this might be the second.
This is the third time because the
Okay.
previous ones were Blazing Blade and Awakening.
Right.
So
The only other two Fire Emblem games I've played.
well, there you go. You've you've played the most popular ones. Congratulations. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to our number 6 Switch game of all time, beating out Fire Emblem Three Houses by 327 points.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Dragon Quest 11S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition.
As a
This
mouthful.
deserves to be number 1.5.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
This is going to be the one time it's not true, but I'm just going to double down and say Luigi's Mansion 3.
Okay.
All right. At number 6, John, you are correct, and that it's an RPG, but it's not Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
That is the Switch. Our other RPG at number 6 is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Okay. Yeah. I think we knew this was going to be here, with 2 making the list.
I love this game so much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
It's so good.
It's God. It's brilliant. I went into it with a slightly wrong mindset because I thought there'd be so many more connections, but no. I should have known better that the main story is its own thing that you can play in any order. You can see the connections. There's a lot more this time around, but on the whole, it's just its own thing. DLC is for when you start making more connections.
Yeah.
Especially in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Good God. The game's brilliant. It perfectly refines the battle system of 2. and 1. It's the best battle system of the series. Fantastic group of characters that you get to use all of them in. You only have to change out the 7th slot. That's it's such a huge party for a game like this. And
but it's manageable.
Yeah, it never feels overwhelming.
And you get a boat.
Yeah, you get a boat. There's a
boat.
lot to explore. These areas are huge. And I wanted to see it all. I did everything that game had to offer.
Yeah, I'm struggling to contribute because it's just great. It's just a really fantastic game. I love that you can change your party member mid-combat as well. You don't have to rely on the AI controlling a certain member, which isn't always an issue. But like in Xenoblade 1, the AI couldn't use Melia very well. And so it's nice just to be able to switch to a character when you want them. It's nice to have that mix of 1 and 2 in the combat system itself, because people who come from like 1's world have echoes of that combat system, whereas 2's have echoes of that combat system, and it all merges together fantastically. And it builds something off the ashes of both games while you're saying being its own thing. It feels so distinct. Every element of the world doesn't feel like it comes from a past game, but every now and then you'll notice something that does, whether it's that giant sword or something else. But there's always like a little something that's you're going to go, oh, that's from that. But for the most part, it's entirely its own thing. It achieves that on its own merits.
Yeah, I think this is the tightest gameplay Xenoblade has ever had. Being able to control a party of 6, being able to understand what's going on in real time, despite that, the game telegraphs what is happening in combat to you so well. It's really impressive. And the story is just so soulful. Like, it is the most emotional I got ever between the 3 games.
Oh, there's a section in there that is rough.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's also some really technically advanced sections. The ending has one scene, which I don't think I've seen in media before. Just a really great visual effect of something. I won't even say it, but it's just a really cool visual effect. And the ending song is spectacular as well. I think that's one of the best Nintendo vocal pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a quibble about the story of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Like, I think the characters are fantastic. This is the weakest villain in the series.
Oh yeah, the villains are all quite weak. Yeah,
they feel like they have so much potential, but then they're just a rotating thing of nobody having any real personality. And the main bad guy is so distanced, and you're wondering what they're up to. That by the time you finally reach it, it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
that is the weakest part of it. There is an aspect of the villain side that works, but it's not the main focus. And it's just that. Again, it pays that off at the midpoint rather than the end, so it's not as impactful by the time you do get to the end.
Yeah, the world itself feels like a better villain than the villains are. But I do like that the main villain is voiced by from a Doctor Who episode where the Doctor he turns human from his stopwatch. The family of Blood Lead is the guy who voices the main villain. I like that, but the actual character himself isn't that memorable.
No,
I think it plays right into the game's plot, though. Like, you're not really fighting a guy; you're fighting an idea.
Yeah, that's true.
There is a thematic sense to it, but I still like having a villain I want to beat the hell out of.
No, I get that. They do have one in there, but like you said, they kind of pay that off before the end of the game. But still, Xenoblade 3, just all around in every aspect, I think is a better, like, tightly put together game than the first 2. It improves on pretty much everything I ever had qualms with. The gameplay, tighter than ever, easier to understand, but also still mechanically deep. Characters that I took no time at all getting acclimated to and rooting for. And yeah, it's just good.
It's just good. It's just good. It's just really good. There's not a single Xenoblade game where you'd say that's my favorite and I'd be angry at you. Every single one of them is great on their own merits. 3 is the tightest from a gameplay perspective, but every Xenoblade game has a reason for it to be your favorite, and none of them are wrong reasons.
Yeah. Just as a little behind the scenes here, I decided to keep Torna separate from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 since it got a individual release. Did not do that for Xenoblade Chronicles 3's DLC because it did not get its own release. So that was, if anybody mentioned it, which there weren't a lot, I rolled it in here. But that might be some of the best DLC ever.
It's a crime that didn't get a standalone release. Like
it is its own game.
Yeah,
it is very much
Spectacle was awesome.
game,
I've been waiting with beaten breath to get that physical future redeemed, but we never even got it for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's just the way the way that finally pulls all those worlds together is so satisfying as a longtime fan. That is like
they understood the assignment.
Yeah,
they were like, we're going to sanction this part off for all of the big lore heads and let them have that in its own self-contained part of the game.
And the new lead's really cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he's
like
mostly
him.
his own thing.
He's mostly his own thing, but he also, his design is kind of harkens back to all the way back to Xenogears, where he looks kind of like Faye from that game.
Well, even his moves are kind of similar to Faye from Xenogears.
Yeah. So I'm down.
It's what a magical game. Also, before we move on, I want to mention Xenoblade 3 has my favorite Naupon in the series.
Riku.
Riku is incredible, and I would die for him.
Yeah, I loved all the speculation when he was in Future Redeemed, because everyone was like, "Wait, isn't that like 100 years ago? Is he the thing this universe surrounds? Is he the anchor of everything here?"
I remember the discussion about Riku being insane.
Yeah,
because I was involved in it.
He's really just some guy.
Yeah, he really is. I think the whole thing is that he's just Naupons aren't affected.
Riku is common variety Nappa.
Yeah.
Oh God, but yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at number 6. But we've reached the top 5. It's about to get a lot harder to figure out, or maybe easier. Who knows? We'll see what you guys end up with, because I have a feeling there's a few games that you expect to be in the top 5. But let's see how many you can get. And so let's start with number 5, which we have a massive jump for. Little less than 1,600 points ahead of Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Jeez.
Wow.
We're going to have to ditch some of our choices, Brandon. Because Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are probably both here. Odyssey's probably here. Smash is probably here. And then that's one more game.
Number 5. I'm going to... Man. I feel weird putting it here, but I feel like Smash Ultimate might make its way here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I think as great as Smash is, there's other games that might leave more of an impact. Which makes a bit of a struggle to choose on myself. I'm gonna say I'll bring Metroid Dread back. I think or Pikmin 4 back. I'll go Metroid Dread again.
All right, going Metroid Dread and Smash Ultimate. Okay, at number 5. John, congratulations, Metroid Dread.
Good thing I didn't hesitate. Metroid Dread is phenomenal, though. I said it way back there because I didn't have faith that people would be cool enough to put it this high. But no,
I really didn't expect it to be here.
I was hoping it would be here because it absolutely deserves it. This is my favorite Metroid game. It is so smooth to control and fun, and I love it. I'll let you guys talk first, though.
It's just so well designed. Like you don't really get lost in Dread. You always feel like you know where you're going, but it's not spelt out to you. The game isn't like go here, and it's not usually a straight line to get there. But it's just so intuitive that you kind of feel like you know the way. And it's just such clever design, so smooth in its navigation, in its combat. Everything is excellent. Like Samus Returns is already a really good game, but Mercury Steam, when they had the free realm to do whatever they wanted, they just made something out of this world. It is so good, constantly getting better too. Like, there's never really a lull in this game, and I always say that I wish they didn't reveal Kraid in their advertisements, because Kraid is such a cool moment. That
Mhm.
entire reveal of him is just brilliant, and I wish they didn't put that on their socials or in trailers, because we hadn't seen Kraid since Super Metroid. Yeah,
Yeah, super.
yeah,
Yeah.
We
yeah.
hadn't
I
gotten
wish they
that long, and
yeah,
I get it because it is one of those things to get the gold heads
yeah,
invested. You wish you would have that as a solid reveal, but the interaction with Kraid is still
yeah.
perfect.
It's just full of moments, just constant moment, all fantastic.
I want to echo what John said, especially about the world design and never feeling like you're really truly lost. I
Hmm.
think it's so well crafted. Like, as long as you're moving, you will eventually funnel yourself to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it feels organic. Like, I never once felt like the game was holding my hand and telling me where to go. As long as I was going, I'd get there eventually. And that's what I want to feel from a Metroidvania. I mentioned before we started the show, like, one of the things about Hollow Knight's first few hours that was rough for me is it really gives you no direction.
Yeah.
You do feel like you're just getting lost for a while. And some people like that. And it wasn't really for me in those opening hours. And I think a game like Metroid Dread hits the right middle ground for me, where as long
Mhm.
as you move, you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No vocal track in this one, but
it'd be a little weird.
but there's moments of voice stuff which caught me off guard, because it felt like Metro would never touch, full on voice acting again.
Never imagined that's how Adam would sound.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's some really cool parts in here where people do speak, and my favorite part is a scream near the end. And I still hear
Mm.
that scream when I close my eyes. That entire finale is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ah,
Just leaves you on such
I
a good buzz.
there is the boss fights of this game are so well done, essentially because they come down to the fact that every single one of them can be beaten without getting hit. Like, they are
Yeah.
designed that way, where they're tough, but you can beat it without getting hit. And to have that culminate in the final boss fight and the way that plays out is so satisfying. It took me a while. I remember getting to that boss fight. I think it took me about an hour until I finally got through it, because it
No,
is
me
tough.
too.
It is a
It is tough.
true challenge, but it is one of the more satisfying moments I've had in recent days. And um, I also love press play to Jason in our live audience saying that they skipped every trailer, so when they got to the Kraid part, they screamed in delight
Oh,
because of
fantastic.
they
Yeah.
didn't get spoiled on that part. But I love every single boss fight. Have either of you played Dread mode?
I've given it a go.
I'm
I
not
gave up.
brave enough.
Yeah.
Dude, try it. It is a tough challenge. It is a doable challenge. It is so much fun. It's probably easier after doing it after a more recent playthrough. Going into it straight after a while is probably a lot tougher, but I had it fresh in my mind. So going through it again, figuring out how to work each section, doing those bosses, certain ones, oh my god, you such challenge. But then you get to that final sequence once again, and it's just like, oh yeah, yep, this is perfect. This is a wonderful, I love this game. Favorite Metroid, I think I put this as my second or third favorite Switch game.
Yeah, it's so good, man.
Out there, it's just a magical experience there.
Like,
And
we have to talk about also just the way the game pays off being a Metroid fan.
Yeah.
Like, we've gone so long between Metroid 4 and 5, and the game makes sure that you're fed if you're a
Yeah.
fan of the story of these games.
I remember playing Metroid Prime 3 and seeing that Dread log, and then going on like game FAQs and seeing everyone just losing their mind about it. I remember seeing Dread mentioned in official Nintendo magazine, which is the UK magazine. It's like an upcoming DS game, and I've been following this for like a huge part of my life. And
Mhm.
in our predictions, we'd always say like, "Oh, is it Metroid Dread time?" And it was always met with like an exasperated sigh or something. But it finally happened. Like, it's still crazy to believe this game exists. It's real. We have it. And it managed to pay everything off as if it were as if the story had only just been told. You know,
Mhm.
it didn't leave it to the side. It didn't try and retcon anything. It just picked everything back up again and delivered. And Ravenbeak is such a cool, tangible villain as well.
Oh, yeah.
Metroid's tried this. They're trying it with Silex now, but Metroid's never really had it. You know, Ridley's just a big dragon that sometimes tries to kill you. Ravenbeak's just a tangible guy that you really want to defeat, and there's cool ties to Samus as well.
He has motivations.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he has motivations. He has a personality. He feels insurmountable in a way that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Because it's rare to have the main villain come in and be like, "Now I'm going to beat you down," and that's how you're losing your powers.
Yeah.
that's unique for a Metroid game.
And they still make Samus seem cool when it happens. Like she still seems really powerful. Just Ravenbeak's a bit more powerful.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at the game from a chronology standpoint, it's like the furthest in the timeline. So she's the most accomplished that she's ever been. So thematically, that makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah. Also, really odd to not have that takes. It feels like it takes so long to get the morph ball.
Oh, it does, because you have the slide to begin with. Yeah,
but when you play it again and know what you're doing, you can get the morph ball within a half hour, but it feels like forever.
Yeah,
because you're so used to getting it first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I had something. Oh yeah, I would recommend anyone who's on the channel to go and watch our reaction to this initial reveal. I go back and watch it sometimes because it is one of the most joyful moments I have ever seen amongst our group. John, I think it was before you joined us, but
it might have been.
Your reaction in particular is one of my favorites because you were ready for it to be called Dread.
Yeah,
and
I think
when it happened, you lost your mind.
Yeah.
And I had so much like secondhand happiness for you because I was also kind of like involved in the Dread speculation, but I had long since given up on that ever happening. But you were there, you were standing firm.
Yeah.
When I saw, I was like, are they going to call it Dread? Are they going to call it, because it's Metroid 5? Are they going to call it Dread? And I one of my first articles I ever did back when it was all tech stuff for the old place was a speculation of how would Metroid Dread work as both a story and gameplay. I was way off, but also I love how we got with this entire time not mentioning the Emmys once, but they are just
they're brilliant.
Scary.
Yeah. They just, every element of Dread works outside of the music being a little weak.
Yeah,
that's the only real thing about it, but everything else, God, I love it. I can't wait for the next Metroid. Eventually we'll get Prime 4.
It's happening. It's coming. Not long left.
It's coming. All right.
Won't wait anymore.
I know, right? All right, let's get to our number 4 Switch game of all time, beating out Metroid Dread by 1,731 points.
Now this is Emio, the smiling man's time. This feels like Smash's place.
Yeah, I agree.
Are we both going to double down on Smash?
I think we have to. I don't see it being in the top 3. Like, as much as I love Smash Ultimate, this is not the kind of game that hits the top of a list.
You do get some people being a bit weird about Odyssey these days, though. They're like, "You like Odyssey?
That's true.
That's a bad game."
That normally happens to Zelda.
Yeah,
that happened to Mario as wild.
Yeah.
That said, there are a lot of people who are like, "Oh, Tears of the Kingdom sucks. Breath of the Wild is so much better," and I'm like, I think Tears of the Kingdom is a better game. But
we're going to see what happens here, aren't
we? Are you doubling down on Smash?
I think I have to.
Yeah, I think we are then. Okay.
All right, doubling down on Smash Ultimate at number 4. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Brandon, everything you just said was incorrect.
I mean, well, I was saying that because like I had a feeling Tears might end up lower because of that narrative.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it at all.
I'm only halfway through Tears of the Kingdom. I've yet to go back, but what I have played, it is really, really fun. And I remember having a just mind blow moment when I did the air, the Rito tribe dungeon.
Yeah.
that boss fight is amazing. But I also have heard that the finale is amazing. I've not encountered it. I've seen all the tier like
The memories.
backgrounds, but I've
Memories
not
and-
done. Yeah, but I've not done the just to have a. I put 50 hours into this game, but because I
yeah.
want to do everything, I've not beaten it.
I personally believe that Tears of the Kingdom's finale is the best in the series.
Is so good.
I've
yeah.
heard that.
No vocal
Nothing-
track though. Could be better.
That's
Could be
true.
better.
It doesn't have. There's no words when they're playing songs. Like right under Tears of the Kingdom's finale, I'd put like Wind Waker.
Mm.
But it's so good. Like people had so many problems with the story of Breath of the Wild, and I personally felt like a lot of what Tears of the Kingdom did was in response to that. But apparently, people don't think that way about it.
I have two minds, I guess. I think Breath of the Wild left a much stronger lasting impression.
Right.
Probably because it came first, but I also just dabbled in the world a lot more. Like I think Tears of the Kingdom story, all the more linear structured moments are better, for sure. But with most of my Breath of the Wild time, if I would make like a pie chart, I'd say structured stuff was like 5%, like 95% was
Yeah.
just flipping around, you know. Because I put like I think 500 hours into Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom was more like 200, which is still a lot. But I felt like I just wanted to be on foot, exploring Breath of the Wild's world, just being more rooted to it. And Tears of the Kingdom, because you have those skills to build anything you want and fly all over it, I think you lose that slower burn a bit, but you gain something else. So it's not worse; it's just different. And I love both of them for different reasons. So I don't really come at it as like one's better than the other, but I love both of them.
It does take a while for you to be able to even build machines that can even last that long.
That's true.
That the progression of that I think was paced out pretty well. I will say I'm happy I completed my playthrough of the game before I ever discovered what a hover bike was.
That ruined it. That ruined
it. Really did break the game. Yeah. It sucks because like it's so simple and it's so easy to make.
Yeah.
But like the game wouldn't be what it is if you didn't have that freedom.
Totally. I did a chunk of the depths before discovering that. And then I was finished with the game. I was just picking up the last few shrines, exploring the rest of the depths. And I thought, we'll give it a whack, just because I want to finish everything up. And it became tedious out of my own doing, but I didn't want to stop because it was so easy. And I wish I didn't do it. I wish I never discovered that things. It makes it undermines everything. And I could just stop, but I didn't.
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate effect of that freedom of choice. I don't think it's the fault of the game. It's not really a fault of anyone. This is just
it's the fault of whoever put that hover bike together. In the first place.
Whoever thought of that, it's their fault. You ruined it.
That freedom of expression and freedom of tackling the things in the way that you want to and being able to build machines. It's an unfortunate thing, but it didn't hurt the game for me, and I'm very thankful for that. But I feel bad for anyone who did come across it, because then it's like, I know how I could get up there now. It's so easy.
I've also seen quite a few people be not fans of the depths. They find it too boring, too usual, like just not fun to explore. I found myself actually really enjoying the depths. I think I was down there more than the surface a lot of the time, just because it was fun to just see how far I could get and what I could discover, and then have like, oh, okay, I could just here's where I could find all the shrines. It just felt useful to me.
My first 10 hours were spent in the depths. Like
there's a cool delivery between every layer, really, because the depths give you the charges which you can use to enhance everything, to get more materials to fuse and everything like that. So it's cool how the depths kind of fuels the top layer, which fuels everything else. Nothing really exists without the other layer.
The depths also has its own little subplot going on.
Yeah.
With Master Koga, which is really fun. You can also discover like pre-built machines down there by going to the Yiga bases.
Yeah.
So it also serves as kind of a way to teach you what some of the possibilities are. you also get auto build down there. You need
You
auto
do,
build.
yeah.
You really need it.
Yeah.
Um,
The actual abilities too, they work together in a way that Breath of the Wild never really did. Because like Breath of the
yeah,
Wild, you got magnesis, you got stasis, you got bombs. They're all pretty situational, unless you're a speedrunner.
disjointed.
Yeah. But in this one, you're going to be using them hand in hand all the time. You're going to be fusing things together. You're going to
And
be, something I did a lot was pick something up, put it down, and then rewind time while being on it. It's like you kind of,
yeah,
I use that a ton, especially in the shrines, and you were able to make your own solutions in a way that like Breath of the Wild did, but it felt like it was on a different layer here. And yeah, they're all so clever, and it feels like a game could be designed around every single one of those abilities. You could make a game around rewinding time, make a game around ascending. They could all be their own thing, but somehow they exist all in tandem in one big open world, and they shouldn't work that way. It should be like a QA nightmare. But somehow I never really encountered a glitch in Tears of the Kingdom. It's just
Well, that-
watertight.
Well, that's the other
not,
thing is that it got mentioned so much when it first released is that so many developers were looking at this game on a Switch. How is this possible? It's doing
Yeah.
stuff that is technically more impressive than what you could pull off on a PS5.
even without the platform in general. Like
Mm.
the Tears of the Kingdom is a design marvel
Mhm.
Yeah.
in all of its like physics systems and
You
everything.
can just see exactly what. Oh, that's why it took so long for this to come out.
You had like Naughty Dog and Santa Monica staff going like, how did you do this? Like, it shouldn't be feasible. I think we kind of take it for granted just because it's reusing Breath of the Wild's world, but it recontextualizes all of it. And it feels like a rich game at the end.
Even though it like reuses Breath of the Wild's world, I felt rewarded because of that. Like part of the experience of exploring for me was like, oh, what's happened in the 6 years since I've been here last?
Yeah.
That was so much fun for me. Going to places, see what's changed. You go to Hateno Village and everybody's obsessed with mushrooms for some reason.
Yeah.
Kakariko Village has giant donuts in the sky. Like it was a magical time for me.
Yeah.
Mhm. Makes
And
sense.
I've mentioned this before, I think, but Ascend kind of brain poisoned me. Ascend is a brilliant idea, by the way.
Mhm.
But I remember playing Street Fighter 6's World Tour mode shortly after beating Tears of the Kingdom. And every time like I see something above me and the muscle memory was kicking in. I was like, okay, I'll just ascend up there real quick.
Why is my Shoryuken making me go up there?
But it wasn't working. That's just how good Tears of the Kingdom's mechanical ideas are, is that they
Yeah.
felt natural, organic, and made exploring the world that much better.
Agreed.
Also, it's a better story than Breath of the Wild. Don't at me, bro.
I think most people probably agree with that. Honestly, yeah. We'll get to. I mean, not surprised that it's here at all. But could it be a little higher? Probably. But we'll see what you guys think about the rest of our top
My number one.
3.
Bite me.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our top 3. And number 3 beat out Tears of the Kingdom by 623 points.
So we're talking Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Smash here. And actually, I have no idea how they're ranked. They could go any order because I thought Smash might be the last one, but with Tears of the Kingdom ahead of it, throws a wrench in that.
I kind of just want to say Smash Ultimate again because
Okay.
I feel like Odyssey and Breath of the Wild would be fighting for 1 and 2.
I'll say Odyssey in that case because I feel like Breath of the Wild's got it at number 1, but we'll see.
So you're saying Odyssey for number 3?
Yeah.
So
John
you think
likes to spread it. John likes to spread it out just to make sure one of you guys gets it.
Yeah, just covering the bases.
Okay, that's
so I
fair,
think Smash
fair
as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, now that you've said it, you're going to be right, but I'm sticking with my answer.
All right. At number 3, John, you're wrong. It's Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Okay.
Oh no!
I was trying to freak out
like,
Brandon.
Give me one, please. I was so close.
Yeah, it's Smash Ultimate, and Smash has been doing well. Honestly, every game, every system that Smash appears in, it's usually in the top 3 or 4. So this is not a surprise.
No.
And Ultimate, kind of the best Smash.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. Mechanically, like I'm not even going to get into the content a second. Mechanically, it's just so good. And I think that the flares they added just made it feel good. Like you go back to Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, you hit someone. It's a little bit slow, but there's also
It's
no
so
flourish.
dry, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you just hit someone and maybe they go, maybe they come back. But this time you hit someone, lightning everywhere, big flashes. You feel the impact of that hit. And if they manage to survive the impact, like that's an even bigger moment. Like you thought they were dead, they're coming back somehow. Feels fantastic.
I remember people like complaining a ton when Ultimate first came out, or even beforehand, about the characters like ballooning when you hit them away. And I'm like, no, that's so much better than like watching
incredible.
someone slowly fly away and then slowly come back to the stage. It keeps the action going without like affecting game mechanics in any way. But even more game mechanics, like they brought the directional air dodge back, which I thought was a great call. They changed the way perfect shielding worked. Like,
I love that, the parries. Yeah.
I was a monster at perfect shielding in Brawl and Smash 4. If you had tried to attack me, you just couldn't, and that was a big problem with the games at that point. Is that shielding was so strong. They turned it on its head. I'm still bad at parrying to this day. That muscle memory is so powerful. I'm still fighting it. But it made the game better, in my opinion.
Yeah. This somewhat dabbling into the content of the game, but they when they shipped this originally, it had the fewest new characters of any Smash game, well, apart from like 64. But compared to like Brawl and Smash for Wii U and 3DS, it was a pretty anemic number, you know, because it was mostly about bringing everybody back. But by the time the DLC finished, there were more new characters here than any other Smash game, and a lot of those had unique gameplay tied to them as well. Like with Hero, you've got the list you can choose from. That's an entirely new mechanic. Joker's got his rebellion meter. Minecraft Steve can mine any material. Every stage had to be materialized to say what was what. There's so many fresh mechanics in here, and it ends up feeling like the most refreshing Smash game because of that. And I love just mastering everybody here, because every single character in this game is viable and fun. People make their tier lists and all that, but there's not a single character in here that you can not win a match with, because they all feel powerful.
Which is nuts when you have 80 plus characters.
Yeah.
Just as an aside, as far as Smash, it's never been below 6 on the top 10 list. The only ones that it's been at 6 for is Smash 3DS and 64.
For past consoles, Smash had a way of defining a platform for me. When I think of the GameCube, Melee is the first game I think of every time. Brawl was the game I played the most by far on Wii. More than Monster Hunter Tri. That's saying a lot for me. And I felt that way about Wii U. I'm not sure I feel that way about Switch, but I think that's just a testament to how much good stuff there is on Switch.
Yeah, I think it's more of that, because when you really break down, like, God, just the endless amount of hype that just spun out of Ultimate, whether it's pre-release or the DLC release, or just experiencing what the game has to offer. A thematic classic modes, brilliant idea. The World of Light campaign, which was much more in depth than you'd think, and then the spirit battles, great way of fleshing out all the characters that from not even Nintendo's wheelhouse, just amongst the entire across all gaming. Still wish they would have a little blurb. I understand not having trophies, but the spirits should have a little blurb too, to say what these characters are. Just 2 or 3 sentences each. That's all, because so many people, and it's still happening. I got into X series because of Smash.
That happened to me with Ultimate. They were doing Hero and cross promoting it with Dragon Quest XI coming to Switch. Me being such a Toriyama head and whatnot, for whatever reason, Dragon Quest I had just never really dove into too hard. Dragon Quest IX was like the only game I'd really tried. Which is not the entry I'd recommend to start with. It's a great game, but don't start with it.
That's the first Dragon Quest I beat as well. So, but it is fun. But it's different.
That's a multiplayer game disguising itself as a single player game.
Yeah.
But Dragon Quest 11, I would not have tried if it not for Hero being such a fun and silly character in Ultimate. I was like, you know what? I like playing this guy in Smash. I've tried Dragon Quest before. I'm going to try it again. And Dragon Quest 11 ended up being one of my favorite games of all time. So thank you, Ultimate, for doing that.
I'm glad that still exists because that's the reason I got
Yeah.
into a lot of Nintendo games because I played them in
Mhm.
Smash. With Ultimate, I was at a point where I'd already played everything that every character had been in already. But it's so nice that people are still making those discoveries. So that's the point. That's the point of bringing everyone together is to make everyone's knowledge expanded.
So many people, I've heard so many people get into Xenoblade because of Shulk, Pyra, Mithra. Seen people, check out Persona because of Joker being in Smash. All of a sudden, Terry is appearing everywhere ever since he showed up in Smash.
I bought Mark of the Wolves after Terry was announced, and I loved it.
Yeah. So it's amazing. Like SNK knew we got to get Terry out there now. People have an association with him, so we got to take advantage of this.
Microsoft did not get that memo with Banjo.
No, they did not.
Finally got
Boy,
Banjo in Smash. What do we do?
I still remember that Nintendo Direct where Sakurai was like, "You can go play Banjo-Kazooie on Xbox."
Yeah, that's amazing. There's small things you can criticize Smash Ultimate for, like the lack of trophies. Yeah, it is annoying. The adventure mode not as ambitious as Subspace Emissary, but they use what they had in a really clever way. But when it comes down to it, there's so much in here. I primarily play Smash on my own online against other people, and I've got I think 700 hours out of just doing that. Really,
wow.
There's so much in there. There's so much to master. Each character you could play for 100 hours if you're good at them. I try and do the thing where you get everybody in Elite Smash, and I've still not done it to this day because some characters I'm just terrible at. But I think I've got 3/4 of the roster in or something.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I also want to mention Classic Mode being the coolest Classic Mode ever in a Smash game.
Yeah.
I recently just, in my downtime, I would just pick up my Switch and hop into Classic Mode and just pick a character and just re-experience them because they're all unique. And some of them are really cool, like Ryu's just being all stamina fights on Omega stages is super cool. They did stamina fights again with Sora, but every one ends with his cool unique screen at the end of a fight. One of my favorite things about getting a new character as DLC was I got to jump into Classic Mode, see what crazy thing they did.
There's some spirits like that too. Nothing off the top of my head, but some spirit fights were that's just really clever. That's a really clever use of that character.
I do wish that spirits had not taken the place of event matches, but I think I take the trade-off because what they did with spirits is cool.
Yeah, and when you really look into what a character's all about, you can see why those elements are there. It's like, oh, okay, that's clever. That's fun. That's new. I do think the one thing that Smash Ultimate is missing that does make it truly ultimate, and it's so unfortunate it didn't get a chance to really shine on console, is Smash Run. Would have been really nice for that to have made it into Ultimate from past ones. It was fine to cut the other modes from 3DS and Wii U, but yeah, Smash Run was something worth saving. But oh well.
I still complain about this to this day. Brawl had boss battles mode after you beat Subspace Emissary, where it's basically all-star mode, but you fight the bosses. Why isn't that in the game? Please.
There's some fantastic bosses in here.
I want to fight them all in a gauntlet, and the only way to do that is to play as Sephiroth in classic mode.
Yeah. However, it's a worthwhile trade because they finally gave Ganondorf a sword for his smash attacks.
Yes.
And I got Rathalos and Smash Brothers. They gave me half of what I wanted.
Yeah, there you go.
Almost there. Almost.
Damn it.
But let's go ahead and move on because so plenty to talk about here. What is our number 2 Switch game of all time? Beating out
one each
choices.
Beating out Smash Ultimate by 1,274 points or something like that.
Jeez Louise. So what do you think, Brandon? Do you think it's Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, or some unknown outlier game?
I'd be surprised if it's not either of these two games. Like, these are
Ring
launch
Fit
year,
Adventure.
legitimately great game,
Yeah.
underrated. But no, these games are, they're Switch 1 launch year. These are so closely tied to the identity of the console that I think it could go either way. I think Breath of the Wild is a more fresh experience, a more, like you said, like a more long-lasting. It leaves a long-lasting impression.
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey is like servicing a need. Like, we haven't had this style of Mario in so long, so we're gonna go really hard on it. Here you go, brand new capture mechanic and weird jump abilities. But which one stays more in the public conscious? That's with Tears of the Kingdom out now. I feel like Breath of the Wild might go down a few pegs.
I feel like Breath of the Wild is still the Switch. That's the Switch game. Like you think of the system, I think that's what you think of. Odyssey, it's close, but I don't think it's. I feel like Breath of the Wild's number one.
What I think you're right, but I'll go ahead and say Odyssey for number 2. Or no,
Okay.
I'll say Zelda for 2.
Okay, so I'll say Odyssey, but we both kind of think it's Odyssey, though.
Yeah.
Okay. At number 2, Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay, yeah, I think that makes sense.
It's a great game. The people who say it's not are bozos.
I think they need to play it again. I think they need to just take some time aside, play it again, fresh perspective, fresh save file, and you'll understand. I did that recently, actually, because in my mind I thought maybe Odyssey's not as good as I remember it being. It's been a little while since I played it again. Booted it up, just played into the Ruined Kingdom, so a chunk of the game, and I was like, I was wrong. This is just as good as I remember it being. The structure of the game is phenomenal because you can just go any direction you want and find something. And I've seen criticisms of it, like maybe some moons you just butt stomp on a glowing thing, you get a moon. Yeah, it's true. Not all moons are equal, but I also don't think that's a problem. It's about exploring. In Mario 64, it was very much here's the objective, go do the objective, and that is still here with like the 3 triple moon things.
Right.
But everything else is just about being rewarded for doing what you're doing, and it feels good to do that. I like that.
Yeah, when you see an opportunity to make a sick jump or find a crevice that, isn't super visible and you get rewarded with a moon for it, you're like, great. My curiosity was anticipated and rewarded by the development team. Like, this is what they want me to do. So good. Yeah, I kind of see where some people are coming from with there being like quote unquote throwaway moons, but like, does that really take away from the game at all?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, no. Because sometimes you're in a really tall area, you look around you and you see something of interest, you go there. That's kind of the point. It's just to catch your attention and keep you going. Everything you do goes towards something. There isn't really wasted time in this game.
Yeah, my counter to that argument is like, if you were to go to that high place and then go to that interesting location and there wasn't a moon there, wouldn't that feel bad?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. I mean, even beyond just the collecting aspect, the capture mechanic, such a brilliant idea.
Magical.
Expanding beyond it, like whether it's from the initial frog you capture to the plant that you use to finally being able to play as a fire bro or well, technically a pot bro because you just
Pokios in Bowser's Kingdom where you fling yourself. I love that one.
Fantastic.
just the way all those mechanics work, and it just how it just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding until you get to the finale. And I hate the person who spoiled that for me, but my God, it was still
feels so bad for you, man.
It was still good enough that I was like, I literally had like, I was kind of tearing up at the moment just because it was so cool.
I remember being in that moment. It was so funny. Michaela was with me, but it was like really late at night because I was no-lifing Odyssey, like I imagine a lot of people were. So she's like asleep on the couch and I'm having this religious experience when I realize I can throw the cap and do what you do at the end of the game. And I'm like, whoa, that's so sick.
This game is like, you think Nintendo vocal tracks, I think Jump Up Superstar is the one you think of. And in that moment, when you get to the end, you're like, there's another one. There's another vocal track.
And it's the better song.
I was going to say I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if I was just fatigued on Jump Up Superstar because I watched that trailer so many times, but I think I prefer the other one.
Oh man, it's such
so good.
It's such a love letter to Mario, like pretty much in every respect. Like obviously it is harkening back very hard to Super Mario 64, especially in the post game. They doubled down on that.
Yes.
But every element of Mario is represented here, like arcade Mario in New Donk City, and now they're doubling down on that again with Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's like, as a Mario fan, I don't think I could have asked for a better game.
The momentum of this game is phenomenal. Because you can just jump around, you can do a long jump. All the regular moves feel great, but the way they tie together through momentum is brilliant. Because you can do a long jump, then Mario puts his arms out, and that speed you have then is carried into your triple jump. If you're rolling, the roll's great. If you roll down an edge, you keep that speed going. Mario's gonna go with the slopes again, going into your jumps, and what that allows you to do to break the game is so cool. And this is one of the first times that I experienced developers knowing that you're going to break their games. Because if you climb to a place you shouldn't go, there are coins up there. And now a lot of platformers do that. But I can't really think of many platformers that did that before Odyssey, though.
I love the one. There's like a maze, a top-down maze. You have to go through using bullet bills. There's like a bunch of poison. But you can just like triple jump, wall jump to the top and skip the entire maze. And there's tons and tons of coins up there. So like, yeah, someone's going to do it. Let's throw them a bone.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, it was a magical experience. It was, I mean, here's the funny thing, looking at this list so far. We have 3 games from 2017. That's how strong of a launch year
it was so good. Yeah, they just had the big games right off the bat. And I think we can say right now, Switch 2 doesn't really have that. We've got the Switch's back catalog, which gives you a lot more to do, especially with all the updates. And Donkey Kong's great, Mario Kart's great, but we haven't really had that back to back. You know, this is system defining, this is system defining, this is system defining. Maybe they've got some secrets still tucked away, but it's not duplicating it.
My favorite experiences in the Switch 2 launch months were replaying Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild
There you go.
in 2K resolution.
I think Bonanza has a strong case of being system defining.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah.
But yeah, it's Odyssey. It's really good. Might not be your favorite Mario, but it's a damn good one for the system. And I don't think you can really argue it being here. All right. Let's get to our number 1 Switch game of all time.
Clubhouse Games, 51 worldwide classics.
We're both double downing on it.
All right. Beating out Odyssey by 324 points.
Yeah, double down in Clubhouse.
It's got to be here 51 times.
But yeah, both of you are saying Clubhouse Games for number 1.
There's 51
Honestly,
games and Breath of the Wild is just one game.
That is true.
Do the math.
At number 1, Animal Crossing. No, it's Breath of the Wild. I thought I could actually get a few people with that one, but I'm not gonna tease them. No, of course, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild at number 1.
I don't like to get involved in the debates about which is better because I find it boring because I love both games so much.
They're both great, yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, I think Breath of the Wild does hit harder for me, just because I got stronger memories with it. It introduced you to the Switch. You know, it's this. You got this game that was built for the Wii U, but it was the perfect handheld game. You can put it in your TV, play around with it. It's gorgeous there. And then you've got to head out. The game doesn't have to stop. You can pick it back up, find a few Korok seeds while you're traveling, come back, put it on the TV. It's the same game. It was the perfect moment for the Switch. It made you understand the console. And it was just so full of intrigue. People were discovering new things you could do in this game years and years later. We're talking when you find those lamps in Hateno Village, the blue ones. If you put an arrow on them, they act like an ancient arrow because they are they're made from the same thing. So you can put any arrow on there and add like an ancient arrow. Of course, you got to keep your bow and arrow up to do that. But there's so many aspects of elements and science that work so well together, and the physics system is crazy. Yeah, it's a game of like, I didn't know you could do that. You know, that there's so many moments you're like, I did not know that was possible, and you'll still find them today because it's just so expertly made.
There's a big conversation about friction in games that I personally have a lot of stake in, because I feel like Monster Hunter shaved a lot of that off in its recent games.
Mm.
But I remember those opening hours of Breath of the Wild, arguably the first 10, 15 hours, depending, like being such an engaging experience because of how you have to approach encounters.
Mhm.
Link is not an all-powerful being.
No.
Monsters are going to kill you if you're not careful. I recently, when I replayed Breath of the Wild, when the Switch 2 came out, I played it on Master Mode for the first time, and I got to experience that magic for a little bit longer than I did in the original game. It's why people love Eventide Island so much and the Master
Yeah.
Trials, because it brings back the feeling of having nothing and having to survive, you versus nature.
Yeah.
And it's that part of Breath of the Wild that I really hold dear and put above Tears of the Kingdom, because Tears of the Kingdom's not about that. Tears of the Kingdom is a completely kind of, they're going for something else. But with Breath
Mhm.
of the Wild, it is Link surviving out in the woods, just like those old artworks for Zelda NES.
Dude, this is why I am quite heavily and strongly against the arguments that are like, we should just have some permanent weapons in here. Why can't you repair your
No,
weapon?
No,
that
yeah,
breaks the game.
I think it's against the
it
entire
does.
point. Yeah, it's about improvising with what you have, and when you get into the late game, it's not really a factor anymore. Really, like you
Right.
usually have
They last
a
forever.
yeah, you've got an inventory full of weapons. You've got the Master Sword that comes back every now and then. You do lose that early game improv, but you don't lose it in the exploration because you're on foot. You can find a horse. You can ride that horse around, but eventually you're going to find a cliff. Do you climb that cliff? Do you have the stamina to do that? Do you want to find another way around? It's just a game of just improvising. You know, you get to the top of a cliff. Do you see a shrine ahead? Do you see a Korok maybe? Do you see something else that catches your interest? And the whole world is so vertically inclined to give you that, because you climb a mountain and suddenly you see more of it, and you get back on land and you can't see as much. You climb something else, you see more of it. It's just constantly
Well,
revealing more and more to you. It's the perfect open world loop. And
climbing was also just
yeah,
so unique in itself, because so many games before that was just, hey, here's a cliff wall. You can kind of like maybe jump your way up the side and maybe get around it. But with Breath of the Wild, it was like, no, climb it. You can
yeah,
climb whatever.
And
Watch out for the rain.
yeah,
you might not even get anything once you get to the top of whatever you're climbing, but the reward is not what you find at the top. It's the fact that you got there.
yeah.
And now that you're up there, you can jump and glide to maybe another spot you couldn't get to before. It's like John said, it's the perfect feedback loop.
Yeah.
The game started a trend that we still see to this day, of you going to landmark and being able to see 3 or 4 more landmarks that are interesting that you want to go to. Tons of
Mhm.
games are still doing that now.
Yeah.
I don't think anything has quite captured the way Breath of the Wild did it, except for maybe Elden Ring.
Elden Ring's the
Um,
closest, totally. Yeah.
yeah, but there is a magic there that the Zelda team found that has been very hard to replicate.
It's
Mhm.
using your eyes. So a lot of open world games, they give you a map and they're like, go here.
Yeah,
Here's
Right.
all the things you can do. Breath of the Wild just says, man, use your eyes.
I
just
mean,
find that
they
thing.
have like little sensors like up shrine nearby, shrine nearby. You can go to
Yeah.
that. And I kind of forget that even exists, because I made a point of playing the entirety of Breath of the Wild in expert mode, in
That's the way
expert
to play.
view,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
with just minimal overlay, and God, that was so much fun. Just
That
Yeah.
was I did that in my master mode playthrough. Just, I kind of knew the world, but like it had been a long time since I played Breath of the Wild, since launch year, that I hadn't replayed it. So, turning the map off and just letting my instincts take over was a magical magical experience. Maybe even more so than the first time I played it. Like that's how much it changes the experience.
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of shape the next open air Zelda game will take. We know it will be one, but if it can even capture an ounce of Breath of the Wild's uh, experience of discovery and survival, I will be 100% on board.
Yeah, it's a tall order because this game was revolutionary.
Mhm.
Zelda's my favorite franchise. That's why I got that Zelda my backdrop
Shrine.
for most videos is the shrine. Yeah, and create as a creative who were working on this game, they must have felt fatigued doing this for so long. Because we did reach a point with Zelda where it was formulaic, and
Mhm.
as a fan, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing because you want to eat up more of that stuff. But as someone working on it, I think it would have felt a bit stifling. And they mixed things up with Skyward Sword a lot. People didn't really receive it that well at the time, and they made the exact opposite of that. And every now and then today, you find someone saying like Breath of the Wild is a great game, but it's not a great Zelda game. And I don't think that's true either. It's a great Zelda game. It doesn't have the traditional dungeons. The ones that are there aren't even really the point of the game. It's that pie chart I was
Mhm.
talking about earlier. Like the actual time you spend in dungeons is going to be so minuscule compared to everything else, to the point where it's not even really a blip on the radar. Because so much more of
Mhm.
that game is about adventure, which is what Zelda is. Zelda's about adventure. It's about discovering things. It's about solving puzzles. All of that is there, just in a player-controlled and oriented way, rather than linear. Go here,
And if
go
you
here,
don't
go there.
look for flashbacks, it has about as much story as the first Zelda.
That's true too. Yeah. The story stuff not the strongest, but it's also not what the game's about,
I
really.
I
It's
would
not
make
I would argue it's still one of the better, like, one of the best Zeldas as far as characterization,
Hmm.
but
that's
I
kind of where
wish
I'm coming
she
from.
would get to do more, you know?
Hmm.
Like, well, that gets paid off a little bit with Tears of the Kingdom, where she
True.
takes a more central role. But like Breath of the Wild's story is not about what happens; it is about Zelda
Yeah.
and her arc. That is the story. Her resistance to try and use whatever powers that she's supposed to have in order to save the kingdom. She's using what she knows in order to do that and resisting her destiny. Um, and I think it makes Zelda one of the most rounded, complete versions of her character ever. Like, I understand who she is so much more than any of the other Zeldas from the other games, and I think people
Agreed.
overlook that.
Mhm.
Totally. There's also really great music in this game, which gets overlooked. I think it's one of the best Zelda soundtracks just in general. Some of the town themes are phenomenal.
Mhm.
Mifa's theme, that's one of my favorite Zelda songs overall. Really, really great songs. And it gets ignored because most of the time you're not hearing it. Most of the time it's nature. But that's the audio design. And the audio design's phenomenal as well. Like when you have those moments that are just ASMR kind of nature stuff, that's also really, really good.
The little echoes of other Zelda themes when you're riding on your horse,
Mm,
I love that. I get why people, want the bombastic, like, Hyrule Field theme from, like, Ocarina of Time or whatever. I love that song too, but this is what this fuels the vibe, right? Like,
yeah,
the
Mhm.
quietness of the overworld is the point.
yeah. And man, the Guardians as well, fantastic. And
Oh,
the
man.
first time you encounter them, like you go to Hyrule Field and it's just full of them. It's scary, but you come back as someone who's mastered the game, and they're not even a thing anymore. Like you can parry
No.
their lasers like it's nothing.
Break their
Um,
legs so they can't move.
yeah, but the first encounter with them is it's legitimately scary.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
have so much HP that you could not possibly take down their health bar with what you have.
Yeah.
Your weapons would break. You would not be able to do it.
Mhm.
You have to load up
Um,
on shields if you wanna be able to do that and have that reflect that blast down, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
master mode psychs you because sometimes you try and parry their laser and they do like a fake out blink before they hit you.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I've never
I
tried master mode. It's
Mm.
awesome.
I tried to fight Guardians early on in master mode because I was good at parrying, and I didn't know that until my playthrough recently. But yeah, they fake you out. They've changed the timing. Metroid Dread does a similar thing with the Emmys, where
Mm.
the
Yeah, I
timing of
do.
the parry is not the same every time.
No.
It's
Yeah.
such a good good call. I'm
Yeah.
glad. That
Oh,
they did
especially
that.
with the Emmys, because people would master that.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise,
This is a rightful number one. I feel like you can have a
yeah.
debate which is better, Tears or Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild, but one of them deserves
I
to be
think
here.
generally Tears of the Kingdom it might be considered better by a good chunk of people, but Breath of the Wild hit first, hit harder, and we've seen multiple times that sometimes that first game just lands more with more people.
Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom doesn't exist without Breath of the Wild.
True.
No.
They complement one another.
Changed Zelda forever as well. Like Zelda always sold well, but its selling great was an outlier. It was like Twilight Princess sold really well because it was a Wii game and the Wii was huge at that time. Ocarina of Time sold really well because it was on both 3DS and N64. Everything else was like usually 3 million, 4 million. Good, but not record-breaking exceptional. And suddenly both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom saw like 30 million, 20 million each. It was a new standard.
This was controversial at the time, but I do think it enhances the experience. The DLC, I thought the Master Trials were brilliant.
Me too.
Incredibly difficult, but very rewarding to play.
Great challenge.
The new shrines and the little story segments you get of the champions, I felt, as small as they were, they still added to the world. Like, I don't care about the happenings of Hyrule. I want to know who these people are. And I think Breath of the Wild is very good about that.
Pressplay that Jason mentioned Labo as well. Yeah, those Labo VR in the
that's true.
Updates.
It's still available in the Switch 2 edition as well.
Oh boy.
And someone I think mentioned it in our chat here, but the final boss of the DLC.
Oh, so good.
So good. Especially after fighting
bananas.
I didn't even know that.
You can, put some bananas down, it distracts them.
Hi, honey.
That's amazing.
The fact that you get like this really difficult fight against a character who's not a variant of Calamity Ganon for once felt great. And then the Master Cycle Zero, as dumb as it is, I absolutely adore it.
Yeah.
Agreed. There we go. There is our top 10 Switch games of all time. How are you feeling before we quickly go through the rest of the top 100?
It's very much oops all Nintendo, but
I mean, it's a Nintendo console. It's always going to be oops all Nintendo. It's kind of a miracle when it isn't oops all Nintendo.
And there's a few games that maybe deserve to be here as well, but it's
the ones that
there's so many
here
greats
aren't
now.
Undeserved though, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. Nothing here. I was like, this game is all good. It's all good.
There's so much good content available on Switch that there's a game I brought up twice, Luigi's Mansion 3, that I think does deserve the recognition. It's a great game, but it didn't crack the top 10.
I was surprised by Pikmin 4, but I don't know what.
Pikmin 4 was my game of the year that year, and it didn't show up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's break down the rest of our top games. Typically we go 50, but for Switch we'll go with 100.
We're gonna rapid fire these.
Try to go rapid fire.
Spent like an hour and 50 minutes on the 10.
I know we had so much to talk about with these. Anyway, number 11, Pikmin 4.
Okay.
So there it is.
Okay, it is.
It was close. It was about 400 points away. So not really, but still kind of close. Number 12, Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Oh, interesting one in hindsight. I think when the Switch 2 edition inevitably hits, this will feel more complete to me. Because I think this game just kind of needed that one really tricky last world, and I hope it gets it with a future update.
I hope so too. At number 13, Pokemon Legends Arceus, whichever.
Yeah,
this is my favorite Pokemon game.
Yeah,
it's the best one on Switch for sure.
Yeah.
Only lost to Wonder by 13 points too, so it was close. That was a really close race there.
Yeah.
Number 14, Animal Crossing New Horizons.
I think this is a phenomenal game that we all just burnt through too quickly because it was COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was helped and hurt by COVID.
Yeah, it has its shortcomings. Like compared to New Leaf, there are content shortcomings, absolutely, but there's also a lot of stuff that New Leaf didn't do, and it does it really well.
Yep. At number 15, Splatoon 3.
Yeah, we guessed this in the top 10, didn't we?
Yeah,
it would have been in my top 10.
I wondered if it would because it's up there, but
I'm not sure I'd have had it in my top 10. I think I love all the Splatoons, but I'd give Wii U a Splatoon in its top 10. I think after that it gets a bit too iterative, and not that's not a bad thing, but just I think I'd put other games above it though because of that.
For me, 3 finally fulfills the promise that I was expecting from the first game, being able to play easily with my friends.
Sure.
Yeah.
I played a lot more 3 than any other game because of that.
Let's see. Number 16, Luigi's Mansion 3.
There it is.
So top
Great
20.
game.
Still one of the best looking games in general.
Oh, yeah. So pretty.
Give me the 4K update.
17, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
I think rightfully 2 and 3 deserve to be there. Not because 1's any worse than them, just because it's not really a Switch game. Yeah.
Exactly. 18, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Bowser's Fury is fantastic. And this is like the best Switch port from Wii U. Like it made the game faster, added online. There's so many changes to 3D World.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At number 19, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Those games are okay now.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. I think that there's still a lot more to improve on the gameplay level, but it's refreshing how it's technically not great, but I think they did take some pretty daring leaps with Pokemon.
And that seems to be rewarded because it obviously placed higher than Sword and Shield.
Yeah, true.
So, number 20, our highest ranked third-party game. Any guess what that is? What did the best of third parties? John, you said Dragon Quest. Brandon, any guess?
Monster Hunter Rise?
Dragon Quest 11S, Echoes of Elusive Age Definitive Edition.
I'm not that surprised. I think that this deserves it. It's fantastic, and I feel like a lot of people play it
game on the
too.
Switch. It's my favorite game on the Switch.
Best games ever made.
Yeah.
21, Splatoon 2.
Okay.
22, Metroid Prime Remastered.
Beautiful.
23, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
I think you say Origami King for a moment.
I would have thought.
Not that that's bad, but I'd be surprised.
I'll defend Origami till I die. It's a good game.
It's good. 24, Super Mario Maker 2. 25 is where our second highest third-party game came in. Any guesses?
Do indies count?
Yes.
Celeste.
Oh, that's a good call. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I just looked at it. It's on my screen, so I'll say it.
There you go. 25, Hollow Knight.
Oh, okay. All right.
That makes sense.
There you go. 26, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Underrated.
Yeah.
27, Hades. 28, Celeste. So it's definitely up there. 29, Astral Chain.
I love that game.
Never played it.
Number 30, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Not bad.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
31, Fire Emblem Engage.
I'm a little surprised, I guess. I feel like I see so much hate for this game, but it's genuinely fun, though.
That placed rather well. 32, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
I did think that might outrank Echoes of Wisdom. I'm kind of happy that it didn't. Great game, but Echoes is just a lot fresher.
Exactly. 33, Arms.
Arms is good.
34, Octopath Traveler 2.
Huge improvement to the first game.
I need to play it. I'm looking forward to trying that one out.
It's not really a Switch game to me.
Yeah, that's fair. 35, Tetris 99.
That should be high. Now we're talking something that was robbed from the top 10.
I'm actually surprised it's not higher.
36, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
I wonder how people will feel about this game in 10 years. Are we suddenly going to say, like, I wish Pokemon was this good again?
Yeah.
I liked them when it came out. I think they're fine.
Yeah, story's kind of nothing, but it's fine. 37, Emio the Smiling Man.
Famicom Detective. Now we are talking. There's taste. There's taste in this top 10. Top 100.
That was a very good showing by Emio.
Yeah,
I promise you I'll beat it eventually, John.
You let us know.
I promise you.
Same here. I will get to it. I'm just playing through Clair Obscure first. Anyway, 38 Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak.
There it is.
Not a bad showing there. 39 Super Mario Party Jamboree.
It is very
good game.
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 40, the original Octopath Traveler.
Ah,
Okay.
I'd put other HD 2D games ahead of it now.
Where's
I
Live Alive?
think. Yeah, but it is good though.
I mean, it was kind of the first one. Again, first ones kind of stand out more, I feel.
Yeah.
It's
for a lot of
early in the
people.
Switch life as well.
Yeah. 41, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Hell yeah.
Great choice there. 42, Sonic Mania Plus.
Oh, this should be higher. Yeah.
Feels like
This
it should
was
be
a-
higher. But
This was a year
again,
one
it's
game for me.
really competitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought the collector's edition.
Yeah. 43, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Underrated.
Yeah, it is underrated.
44, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
I think that's okay because it's a Wii U game.
Yeah.
I might also still say underrated.
Yeah. 45, Shin Megami Tensei 5 / Vengeance.
This is quite underrated too.
This is another game I probably wouldn't associate with Switch anymore because
It was exclusive for like 2 years though,
It-
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the original was exclusive. Vengeance is multi-platform.
Multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah. 46, new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It's kind of the right place, I guess, but it's a wonderful game.
still underrated.
Yeah, it is. It is.
47, Persona 5 Royal.
I think this just came too late, didn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone was rearing for this for years and years and years, and it came
Just
like
took
6
too
years into the
long.
lifespan.
Yeah. 49, Super Mario RPG.
Wonderful remake.
Mhm.
50, Mario Party Superstars.
Also very good.
Yeah.
51, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
I played like 90 hours of this game.
It's quite addictive. 52, Live Alive.
There it is.
Almost at the top 50.
Yeah, this is one of my
Uh,
favorite remakes because it's something we never got. Like I'd heard of Live
I
Alive,
love when
never
that
played it
happens.
though. This is just a brand new game.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. 53, Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yeah, there's some cool
Okay.
stuff in it. There's co-op.
Yeah.
That's huge for
Yeah.
a port.
54, Triangle Strategy.
Ah, okay. I think this is one of the. I think that some spice was needed. Triangle Strategy, just a little something to spice it up. But I did
That
have a
game
good
about
time.
salt.
Uh-huh.
Salt wasn't enough spice.
Oh, no. 55, Stardew Valley.
Now this is a huge
we just
indie
lost
for
John.
Switch. There we had a lot of like Hollow Knight,
back.
Celeste, Hades back to back. I think this belongs with those.
Yeah. I would still. This still feels more like a PC game to me, but like
It was
It does
massive on
deserve
Switch though.
that's true. A more complete version of it also, came to Switch from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. 56, F-Zero 99.
Oh man, love it so much. It's a
Daniel-
not a port, original game.
Daniel
Mhm.
crying in the distance that it didn't make top 50.
57, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics.
Should be number one.
Why wasn't this 51? I'm mad.
Oh, that is true. We missed out. 58, Unicorn Overlord.
Mwah.
Very
Chef
solid
kiss.
game.
Yes.
59, I think this should be in the top 50. Mario and Luigi Brothership. I
Please
think it's better
update.
than gets credit for.
I want to beat it. I just need some help, Nintendo.
60, Miitopia.
I love
Interesting
Miitopia. I don't care what people say. I think it's great.
Yeah, the meme maker's crazy. That went viral for a bit. If
It
people
did.
remember, yeah, that was a huge thing on socials.
Mhm. We have a tie at 61 between Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition and 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim.
Both
Oh.
both beautiful games.
Yeah.
Mhm.
63, Super Mario 3D All Stars.
That's an interesting choice.
Mhm.
It's not like it's bad or anything. I just I
It's a
don't know. I
collection.
put it in a top 100 though.
It's
Nah.
just 3 games.
Yeah.
They changed.
Yeah.
It could have been 4. Maybe it should deserved it if it was 4.
Yeah.
Anyway, 64, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes.
This is the first, I think one of the first games I didn't play that we've mentioned so far.
Yeah, I've not played this one.
I haven't either.
We got a tie for 65 between Deltarune chapters 1 through 4 and the 100 line Last Defense Academy.
That just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People that played that though, love that game.
I am a
Yeah,
big
I've heard so many
Uchikoshi
good
stan,
things.
so I'm still kind of looking at that game being like, it's going to happen.
Mhm. 67, Neo, The World Ends With You.
Man, this was robbed
Shame.
by Square themselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. 68, Bayonetta 3.
It's good, but it's the weakest Bayonetta.
Yeah.
I think I like it more than most, but yeah, it's not the best.
69, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Okay.
A legitimately good, like, enhanced port.
Yeah.
70, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. I said it counted as on its own.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's fantastic.
71, Balatro.
Yeah,
I've stayed away from this because I heard it's too addictive. So I'm.
Yeah.
72, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Underrated. I've heard so many
underrated.
times that this isn't good. I think that's just flat out wrong.
No, it's great. I played it more than the original one.
Oh wow. 73, you want to talk about underrated Paper Mario the Origami King.
This deserves better.
It is a good game. I
Yeah.
don't want people who are butthurt to just hate on it because it's not classic. It's good.
It is. It is. 74, Undertale. Kind of
Okay.
surprised it's a little low, but you know, I think people have associations with other consoles.
Yeah.
75, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX.
I feel like we should have had an original Mystery Dungeon at some point in the Switch's life, because this
Really
was,
should have
this was
happened at some
rather
point.
early. This was like
Yeah.
2020, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of time. It did well, so I don't get it. 76, the Somnian Files.
That's fantastic game.
77, Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring The Legend of Zelda.
Horrifically
Fantastic game.
underrated. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. People forget it exists. Give it a go if you haven't.
Yeah.
At least listen to the music.
Yeah, that too. 78, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Oh,
Another
amazing.
underrated game.
Yeah, fantastic.
79, Kirby Star Allies.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 80, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. Has the best versions of Gen 1 music by a landslide.
And you can ride on all the Pokemon and fly on them. That's
Best
neat.
looking Pokemon game on Switch 1.
It is. It is.
81, Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line.
Oh,
Great game.
Yeah.
If you love
game.
Final Fantasy music, great game.
Port the Dragon Quest 1.
Really
God.
good.
Yes. Yes, please.
82, WarioWare Get It Together.
I liked both the WarioWares on the Switch a lot. They're both really different in a cool way. And this is just a really cool co-op one.
Yeah, I played the whole game co-op. I had a great time. It's super underrated, and I'm sad it didn't make a bigger splash.
Mm-hmm. 80. We have a tie for 83 between Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble and Nier Automata: The End of Yora edition.
Oh man, Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I think it's the best Monkey Ball. It's so good. Lacking
really
in party games,
contest.
but the main game is just so good.
I would choose that over like Nier, because Nier I don't really associate so much with the Switch.
No, but it's a fantastic.
I think
port,
it's
though.
why it's farther down here.
Yeah,
It's like the best Switch port. It's a really, really ambitious game, and they just squeezed it on with very few compromises.
Mhm.
That's very cool. We also have a tie for 85 between Sonic X Shadow Generations and Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling.
Sonic
job, Bug
Generations wasn't particularly good on the Switch. The main game was okay. Bug Fables, though, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We have another tie for 87. There's a lot of ties coming up. Another tie for 87 between Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate and Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE on Encore. Excuse me.
If you if you like classic Monster Hunter, Generations Ultimate is the greatest hits collection. It is just everything that came before.
And Tokyo Mirage Session is also a fantastic game. Not a huge overhaul over the Wii U game, but some nice new stuff in there. Some new
Sped up
music.
the battles. It's just nice to have it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Another tie, this time for 89, between A Short Hike and No More Heroes 3.
I loved A Short Hike.
Me too.
It's adorable.
I enjoyed No More Heroes 3 as well. It doesn't hit as hard as the Wii games, but it is nice that it came back.
I prefer to play it on a platform where I can play it at 60 frames per second. Just to be honest.
Fair. 91, Dark Souls Remastered.
Really cool version.
Please update it for Switch 2. I would love to play through it.
That'd be cool. 92, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove.
Yeah, that was the launch title.
I mean, it's Shovel Knight. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. 93, Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah, this did a lot for me because I was a huge Tetris fan, but wasn't a big Puyo. I played like Mean Bean Machine, but I never really played Puyo Puyo that much. So playing this just opened a new eye for me.
John, you've got me so close to like really trying puzzle games. I've never tried so hard, but every time you talk about them, I'm like, maybe I'm missing out on something.
This is the game that does it. You play this and you go, I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it.
At 94, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
This was really cool. It was delayed for like 3 years, but it was cool when it came out there.
Would have hit harder if it got the release when it was supposed to.
Except for that one person who got to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was wild. Yeah. Let's take it away from her.
Yeah.
95, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
So cool that this came to Switch.
Yeah.
Awesome game.
Very cool. 96, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Gets a bit underrated. You get it compared to Wind Waker and Twilight Princess a lot, but this is 60 frames, unlike all the other remasters, which is quite game-changing for motion controlled. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Probably does even better now that it's on Switch too.
Yeah.
So here's a surprise. I don't expect. I doubt many people expected this to hit the top 100. 97, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order.
This is just a funny one to reflect on.
Nintendo wanted this to be something.
Yeah, they did.
They really did.
It's cool that it came back, though. Like, growing up, I knew a bunch of people that played Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, so it's a neat one to return.
Very much so. 98, Golf Story.
Yes.
Brilliant.
What a wonderful game.
Yeah.
And then a tie for 99, so 99 and 100, Sea of Stars and Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon.
That's going to be like a peak hidden gem in a few years when people reflect on the library a bit more. Origins
want that game out to die.
Yeah.
And just for you, John, 101 Mario Tennis Aces.
Oh,
I think that's better than a bunch of games here, but I've argued my case many a time.
I think Aces came out like before I was like friends with you all, and I was like such an Aces defender, like in this sea of people who just hated on it for whatever reason. It happened to me again with Mario Golf, even amongst my peers, which is sad, but like, man, what a cool game. Why are people so bad or so mean about it?
I don't know. They're just angry. They're angry at this little tennis game that's just trying to be cool.
It's cool.
Just real quick, I was asked about Mega Man 11. So I can't give you the exact position, but the tie for 100 and 99 was 72 points. Mega Man 11 got 33 points.
Okay.
Shredder's Revenge got 48 points.
Through that entire top 100, there are very few games where I said this doesn't deserve to be here. There's only a couple that's like, but for the most part, it's just a packed top 100 full of quality, and I've played most of them. Yeah, it's just wild how good the Switch is. You know, there's just so many great games, and there's bunch
100 games to play.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of games like at number 80, number 90, number 70. I was like, that should be like number 1. You know, there's so much good stuff. And it's so far back because not everyone plays it, or people just prefer other stuff. But they're all just equally as good.
The Somnium Files is the best visual novel I've ever played.
Mm.
So like to even see it crack the top 100 felt good. But I'm with John. I feel like a game like that deserved higher.
Live Alive
but-
wasn't in the top 100, was it?
I know IE Dragons.
Oh, it was.
It wasn't
It
in the
was.
top. It was
It
in the
was.
top. Wasn't in the top 50. It wasn't in the top 100. It was like 52 or something like that.
You're right. It was. Yeah. No Dragon
But,
Quest 3 HD 2D, which is also really good.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too new and maybe not associated. One of those things.
I bought it on my PlayStation, and I regret doing that. Now that it has this update on
Oh
Switch.
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I have it on Switch. I just did. But yeah, that is our discussion on the top 10 Switch games of all time. I know this is one a lot of people are excited for. Hopefully it's satisfied, but we have just as competitive a list next time, as we'll be talking about the 2010s indie games. What, from 2010 to 2019? Holy crap. There is some massive hits here. So it'll be very interesting to see what actually makes the top 10 of those. So look forward to that next time. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to GVG, hitting the like button and ringing that bell. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/GVGaming with plenty of extra perks. So until next time, bye.